Hey guys, Brad from SimpleGuitar.com here, and welcome to 2024. We just had New Year's, and everybody's excited about the new year. I love this time, honestly. I'm one of those guys that's like, I really like the fresh start. Everything feels like you can start over and you can start working towards who you want to become, and everybody's thinking about resolutions and what they want to do different this year, how they want to be better. And one of the biggest reasons why people fail at their resolutions is because they don't do the most important thing that will help you achieve any of your resolutions. Now let's talk about most of the kinds of resolutions that people make are things like losing weight and getting in shape, or playing the guitar more, getting better at the guitar, reading more books, being happier with my family, different stuff like that, right? There's all sorts of different things that people do where they set a resolution for the new year, right? And I actually just saw somebody on Facebook was like, well, I always set these resolutions, and then as I start missing them, I start feeling really anxious about, I'm not making it. And then the list starts to just make me feel guilty. And by the end of the year, I feel like a failure because I didn't do any of the stuff that I wanted to do. And I haven't changed in the ways that I want to change. And so here's rule number one that you're going to want for your resolutions this year, whether it has to do with your guitar playing, which I highly recommend that you do, is you work on your guitar playing. And that is, don't set too many resolutions. First of all, you can't have a list of 50 different things that you want to change in the year and be able to work on those effectively. We only have so much bandwidth that that we can handle for the things that we do, right? So there's only so many things on top of taking care of regular, everyday, the day-to-day things that we have to do. So consider, how much bandwidth do you have for the things that you want to be able to change? And if you set something that's like, oh, I got to change every aspect about my life. Well, first of all, if you've got to change every aspect about your life, maybe you should start by doing one thing, right? Make your list, but focus on changing one thing in your life and focus on that for a month. And then focus on the next thing in your life for a month. Once it becomes automatic for the first thing. And then when you get to the third thing, the first two things should feel pretty automatic by that point, right? So if you're trying to do too many things at once with your resolutions, you're going to disappoint yourself, okay? Now, here's the other thing that most people don't do when it comes especially to their guitar playing, is they don't have a system to go through, right? They don't have a system to practice the guitar. When are they going to play guitar? What things are they going to study on the guitar? What songs do they want to learn? What are I want you to get specific, okay? But I want you to set up a system for your success, okay? One of the big reasons why a lot of people will fail when it comes to going to the gym and getting in shape and losing weight for the new year is because they don't rely on a system. You feel like being motivated, it's a new year, I'm going to get in great shape and everything's going to be awesome. That's not going to carry you very far. That's going to take you 2 or 3 weeks. And then by February, everybody in the gym is just glad that things are back to normal and there's more space, right? But the trick is, if you rely on a system that is going to help you and you commit to the system that is going to help you get things done and actually achieve your resolutions. So if your resolution is, I want to learn guitar better, I want to play guitar better, then what are you going to do for that? What are the things that you're going to do that on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and on a daily basis that is going to make it so that you become a better guitar player, right? It's one thing to say, I want to be a better guitar player, so I'm going to play guitar more. Okay, so how often are you going to play guitar? Okay, let's say that you're going to play guitar every day or 6 days a week. You'll take one day off, right? When on those days are you going to play guitar? What time of the day are you going to play guitar? Are you going to be playing guitar around any other activities that you're doing? Is it going to be Right after I wake up, I'm going to play guitar. Right after I brush my teeth, I'm going to play guitar. Right after I have lunch, I'm going to play guitar. Right after dinner with my family, I'm going to play guitar. What is it? When are you going to play guitar? And can you stack that with something else that you're doing already? If you can do that, it makes it way more likely for you to do that. So be specific about when are you going to do that? Okay. Now, how long are you going to practice guitar? How long are you going to play? Right? Think about that. So your system has to include when you're doing it, has to include how long you're doing it. Are you going to practice guitar for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, for 60 minutes, for 90 minutes? How long are you going to be practicing your guitar? Okay. And within that, are you doing one practice session a day? Are you doing two practice sessions a day? Are you doing three practice sessions a day? Sometimes I like doing 2 or 3 different sessions throughout the day of like 20 minutes. And it makes it easy, it makes it more bite-sized because then you can focus on one thing for 20 minutes. And the next session, focus on a different thing for another 20 minutes. And the next session, you focus on a third thing for 20 minutes. And you feel like you're making progress in 3 different areas, and it's been an hour, but it's been spread out throughout the day and it's not just one big chunk. So when are you practicing? How long are you practicing? But what things are you going to be practicing, right? What things are you going to be working on when it comes to your guitar playing? What are the things that you want to be able to do? Now, here's the trick. This is really going to be specific to you and what you want to be able to do, because you don't have to do everything that everybody tells you that you should be doing, right? You need to focus first on playing the kind of music that you enjoy listening to and the kind of stuff that turns you on. You know, when I grew up, I started playing guitar because of bands like the Beatles and Green Day, and it wasn't Eddie Van Halen or Metallica or Steve Vai or Joe Satriani. For me, it was not that stuff. For me, it was guitar players that work within the song, right? So for me, I'm not necessarily a guitar player's guitar player. I'm not an Eddie Van Halen guy. I highly respect Eddie, and I think that he's incredible. There's no denying that, but that's just not what I grew up with. You know, that's not the music that got me going into playing guitar. So what is it that you want to be able to do? What is the stuff that you're listening to? And I recommend making a list of anywhere from 10 to 50 songs that you want to learn this year. Now, if you're a beginner, that could be a big list, right? That could feel very daunting. If you're an intermediate player, you might have to set a higher list. You might have to set 100 songs that you want to learn this year, or 200 songs that you want to learn this year. And to a beginner right now, you may be going, what? 200 songs? Seriously. There was one time I sat down in high school, almost 20 years ago now, crazily enough. And I sat down and I wrote down all the songs that I knew how to play at that time. And it was well over 300. And I was an intermediate guitar player at that time. And so understanding and being able to play hundreds of songs is going to happen if you're playing long enough. So maybe you start making a list of the specific songs that you want to play. But then on top of that, I want you to make a list for the creative side of playing guitar. I want you to make a list of songs that you want to write. How many songs would you like to be able to write, whether you record them or not? Maybe they're just for you. Maybe they're just for close family. Maybe you're going to go out and play them at open mic nights or local gigs or different stuff like that. But you should set a goal for how many songs you want to write this year. You should also set a goal for anything else that you want to do that's creative. Improvising. How many scales do I want to feel comfortable improvising with and soloing with? How many things, there's different things like that that you can think of on the creative side, different situations you can put yourself in. I want to sit in with a house band at an open mic night and jam, right? That's a valid goal to be able to do that this year. But again, you need to get specific with it. When are you going to do it? How long are you going to do it? What are you going to be jamming with them on? There's different things like that you need to think about. Also, that you can set up a system to be able to get your goals under control. Now, here's the thing. When you're setting up the system, you're thinking about, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? All that stuff. The reason for this is because if you break down your goals into what are the actual actions that I have to take every day or every week to be able to reach those goals, and you focus on those smaller weekly actions on fewer resolutions, fewer goals, you're going to have a much easier time reaching those because you're going to be taking those action steps. That's the thing that's going to be important is the action step. So if you're like, oh, you know what? I want to read 50 books this year. Okay, well, if you want to read 50 books this year, you got to average about a book a week. So how much time each day are you going to spend reading to be able to average a book a week, right? You've got to break it down like that. But if you're like, I want to get better at guitar, but you don't plan what days you're going to play guitar, when you're going to play guitar, what you're going to be playing when you play the guitar, right? What are those different goals? What's the song list that you want to learn? What are the courses that you want to go through? What are the different things that you want to do? That's all stuff that you need to think about now and start planning out to set up a system. Because when it comes to reaching your goals, it's not so much the motivation or the inspiration that's going to carry you forward. That's not going to get you very far. But if you set up a system for your goals that every day I commit to playing the guitar for 20 minutes or for 30 minutes, and I'm going to do it at this time of the day, and these are the things I'm going to focus on, you are far more likely to reach your goals by being committed to the system for it. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. So if you set up a system that's going to support your goal, your success is a lot higher. Now, here's something else I want you to think about. Where are you practicing when you practice guitar? What is your practice space like? Do you have your materials out and organized? Do you have a music stand? Do you have an actual spot that's a little music place for you to actually practice that is comfortable, that has everything that you need? Or are you like searching around the house? Where'd I put my capo? Where's my tuner? Oh, where's that song I printed off last week, right? Are you searching around the house for everything when you want to sit down to practice? Or do you have it in an organized practice space? If you've not set up a practice space for you yet, I suggest that you do that. Make that your goal this week to set up a comfortable, practical, organized, neat practice space so that when you do go to play guitar, you have all the stuff that you need. Everything's right there. You don't have to go searching for anything. So that's my advice for you this year, guys. If you are just getting going on guitar, you want to get better at guitar this year, those things are going to help you set up a system to help you meet your resolutions. Okay, don't set 15 resolutions a week that you have to do. Start small, focus on one thing. And since I teach guitar, we're talking about guitar, right? Don't have 50 different resolutions that you want to do. You can have a list of 50 different songs that you want to play, but the idea is you work through them one by one. And songs are different than changing your life in 50 different areas, right? So make sure that you are focusing on fewer things so that you have the bandwidth to do it, and then set up a system that is going to help support your success so that you can fall back on that system. Now, when I started going to the gym, that's what I did. I committed to, I'm going to be going to the gym regularly. It's just what's going to happen. So there were days where if I didn't go to the gym, I knew I would be there the next day. Or if I had a bad day at the gym and I was just sore and I just didn't push as hard as I could, it didn't matter because this is what I'm committed to. I'm committed to the system of going regularly at this interval. And so it wasn't a big deal if I missed a day or if I had an off day. It's like, it's okay. I'm committed to the system. I'm committed to the process. And so that is going to make it so that I'm going to be here again soon. And I'm just going to keep going. Don't let any failures or setbacks or not having a perfect day, don't let that derail you. Just hop back on, okay? And having a system that you're committed to the process, you're committed to using the system is going to make that a lot easier for you. So I hope you're excited. I hope this is going to be your year for guitar playing. I hope that your guitar playing gets way better, and I hope I get to be part of your journey. And so thanks for letting me help you out. Thanks for watching today. If you did find this helpful and you're getting going on your guitar journey, I have another gift for you as well. If you go to my website at simpleguitar.com/top10, there is a gift for you there called the top 10 things to learn on guitar first. And it's 10 things that I teach beginners all the time that get you a lot of bang for your buck. All you do is put in your email. I send it off to your email for you. It's nice and easy. If you want to unsubscribe, you go right ahead, but I'm going to just keep you up to date with more free resources and more stuff to help your guitar playing. But that is how that works. So go to simpleguitar.com/top10, get that free guide. It's 10 things that will get you a lot of bang for your buck. And on top of it being a 17-page PDF full of stuff, there's a video for every single point in the guide. So go have fun with that. Use that guide, start learning that kind of stuff, have fun with it, and I will catch you in the next lesson.